It's hard to cut through all of the noise of cleaning information online. And that's why in this video, I took 12 of my all-time favorite cleaning rules and I combined them into one concise video for you. You don't have to scroll through hundreds of videos or spend hours on Instagram or TikTok watching cleaning tips. I've just got the 12 best ones right here for you. If you follow these 12 cleaning rules, your home will be cleaner in less time. It's that simple. I also wanted to let you know that over at makersclean.com, we are discontinuing one of our very first products, our small space kit. And right now they are on clearance because we're making room for the new. So if you want to get your hands on a small space kit for one last time at a discounted price, visit makersclean.com. I've also got a link for you down below. The simple 90-second act of making your bed each and every day has a huge impact on the way you feel about your room, about your space, and about going to sleep each night. It is often said that not only making your bed is a great way for you to become more motivated throughout the day because you get one little task done and it looks really good. It takes a short amount of time right at the beginning of your day, so you feel like you can seize the rest of your day with ease. But it also allows you to come home and feel relaxed, and when you get into your bedroom, you don't feel a sense of disarray or you don't feel that it's scattered. It looks beautiful, and that's a really great way to go to bed each night.
Since starting Clean My Space, one of the things that I've really changed about the way I live and function is I don't treat my kitchen counters like a storage facility. Instead, I have a few very specific decorative pieces. We've got our famous yellow pineapple, and then we have a plant and of course a cutting board right beside me. But that aside, we keep our counter clear. We don't keep appliances on there, a lot of decor, we don't store food on the counters. And the reason is because it becomes too overwhelming of a space, and then the kitchen is not functional and it always looks cluttered and messy. So this goes to a bigger piece all about minimalism and only keeping what you really need in the kitchen, whether that's decor or doubling up on utensils. So if you're someone that has like a little rack that has a bunch of spatulas and spoons sitting there on the countertop, ask yourself, do I really need it there? Or is there a little drawer that I can put that stuff, and maybe you have, 6 of them and you only need 2. So just sort of rethink what you have on your counter. And what you'll notice is as you slim down your counter, your kitchen starts to feel so much more clean and clear and functional and enjoyable to be in. I want to make a distinction here. There is a big difference between masking an odor and killing the odor-causing bacteria at the source. Masking the odor is putting on deodorant. Killing the bacteria at the source is taking a shower and cleaning under your arms. Imagine if you decided to never take a shower again and instead just use deodorant all the time. That's exactly what people do when they're using air fresheners or fabric refreshers in lieu of cleaning a surface for a prolonged period of time. Now, if you're using it every now and again, that's one thing. If you're using it because you walk into a room and you feel like there's this smell and I can never get rid of it, so I'll just spray this thing and hopefully the smell will go away, that's where you're making your cleaning mistake. Instead, you have to find the source of the odor-causing bacteria, whether it's a piece of upholstery, a pair of shoes, an old rug, whatever it is that's causing the odors, and generally it's a soft surface, although it could be, something that's spilled in your kitchen like sour milk under your refrigerator. You have to find the cause of that odor. You have to clean that odor, and then you won't have that smell anymore.
When I was in university, I had a professor who always told us, guys, you cannot do 2 things well at once. And I agree with him about that when it comes to work. I really think it's important to focus on one thing at a time. But when it comes to doing something you love and finding ways to sneak in other tasks along the way, multitasking, I actually disagree with him on that point, because when I find ways to sneak in little bits of cleaning when I'm doing other things, I actually get so much more done. So let me give you a few examples. If I'm doing a face mask in the bathroom, for example, I'll let the face mask do its thing and I'll spend a few minutes just cleaning up my bathroom. And then by the time the face mask is dried on, I can wash it off, but my bathroom is nice and clean. Other things I like to do to multitask while I'm boiling hot water in the kitchen kitchen to make tea. I can unload and load my dishwasher in the time that the kettle is boiling. Or if I throw a pan on the stove and I heat it up, I can do a lot while I'm waiting for that pan just to heat up, cleaning up the kitchen after cooking, that kind of stuff. So if you have a task that you need to do anyway, think about how you are able to double up on that task and get something else done at the same time. I consider the kitchen to be one of my MIAs, or most important areas, which is why keeping it clean is a priority in this house. If the kitchen looks gross, I don't want to cook in it, and I don't really want to eat anything out of the kitchen. So the idea here is to keep the kitchen as clean as possible, and that means wiping up after each use. So whether it's just a few crumbs on a counter and giving it a quick wipe with a microfiber cloth, or if it means a full-on scrub down, dishes, pots, pans, splatters on the backsplash, whatever it takes, making sure that the kitchen looks good after I use it is really important. And I've found that when my kitchen looks clean, my house feels so much better. So if a messy kitchen has been a thing for you, whether it's a big meal or a small thing, make sure that you clean it after each use. The majority of cleaning needs that any given home has can be handled with very basic cleaning products. Now, of course, when you go to the cleaning aisle, you might feel befuddled because there are so many different options and so many different products. But for all intents and purposes, you need the basics to get the majority of the work done in your home. Now, if you encounter a particular unique issue in your home, for example, a clogged drain or a particular stain that you really can't get rid of, mold or mildew, or something that needs a specialty product, by all means, hit the shelves, buy the specialty thing. But for your everyday general cleaning jobs, you can handle that with dish soap, water, baking soda, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, and those very simple pantry cleaning items. Now, we have tons of DIY recipes here on the Clean My Space YouTube channel and also over on cleanmyspace.com. What I'm trying to tell you here is save your money, keep it simple, and render down your cleaning needs to the most basic cleaning supplies. That way you can get the most done for the least amount of money. Cleaning is a family or a group responsibility. Whether you live with family members or you live with roommates, everybody has to pitch in. It's a matter of taking ownership, taking responsibility, and taking pride in the space that you live in. So what this could look like is calling a family or a group meeting and saying, this is where I'm at, this is my capacity, this is what I need help with, and saying, what are all of you good at and what is everyone willing to take on? Then it has to come down to everyone in your family getting on board. I can tell you that going after this from a negative standpoint is not gonna get you where you wanna be. Now, I will tell you, we have a video called How to Get Your Spouse to Clean, I think. It's a really good video because we talk through a lot of the challenges that come up when having this conversation with your spouse, your partner, your roommate, or your kids. So I'm gonna link that video for you down below, but I just want you to know cleaning cannot fall solely on one person's shoulders if that person lives among other people. So make sure that your kids are participating and that your family is participating because it's really important for your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Once I started Clean My Space, my service company, and I actually learned about professional cleaning, I learned something really simple. Professional cleaners have a plan of action. They know when they go into a room exactly what they need to do. So I created my very own. We call it the 3-wave system. I teach my staff the 3-wave system. That is how I clean my house. That is what I wrote about in my book, and I talk about it here on the Clean My Space channel a lot. We just made a video on it. I will link that for you down below. And the reason I'm such a believer in this 3-wave process is because it works. It tells you exactly what to do each and every time you get into a room. You go around the room 3 times in a clockwise motion. You work from top to bottom. You tackle very specific things during each wave so that you know by the time that 3rd wave has hit and you are walking out the door, everything is done. It is the most efficient way to clean a space. I don't want to waste time as a professional cleaning business owner because I need my staff out there cleaning and earning money. And if they're wasting their time, time is money. If you think about it, messes abide by the law of attraction, just like everything else. So if there is a mess or a pile or clutter, it's going to start attracting more of the same thing. Messes beget messes. So as you go through your day, if you're walking through a room and you see something that shouldn't be there, pick it up and take it along with you and put it down while you're on your way to another place in your house. That way there's a good flow of clutter. Another place where mess begets mess is the bedroom. Bear with me, it's when you take your clothes off. Now, if you're someone like me, you will throw your clothes on the floor and expect that they will magically be put away, and that never happens. And then you see a pile and you're like, well, I've already got a pile there, I'll just throw this t-shirt on. What's one more t-shirt gonna do? And then by the end of the week, you've got 67 things that should have been dealt with in the moment. So what I am trying to do now, because I'm always evolving in the cleaning world, is I'm trying to deal with my garments as I take them off. If they're getting hung back up, I try to put them on a hanger and hang them in the closet right away. The spaces that we live in are dynamic. They're always changing. We're, changing decor, changing paint color, and that's great. The one thing to keep in mind if you want to maintain that sort of minimal lifestyle is to not worry about an empty space. If you have a shelf and it's empty, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. Or if you have a cupboard or a drawer that's empty, don't worry about it. Because a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, as soon as that thing's empty, now I can put this in here, or now I have to figure out 9 things to put on that shelf. And the truth is, you don't need much to make a space look beautiful, and sometimes less is more. So if you do see an empty space or a sparse space, don't be intimidated by it. Try to embrace it. I've already mentioned how important it is to make your bed each day, but let's take it a step further and make sure that the bedroom is being cleaned each and every day. This doesn't mean a 20-minute thing, but even if you can spend, I promise you, 3 minutes, play one song, a short song, give yourself 3 minutes, just pick things up off the floor, quickly straighten things up. 3 minutes will make such a big difference in your bedroom. That way, when you go to bed, you don't feel stressed, and when you wake up in the morning, you feel rejuvenated. Hopefully you've had a great night's sleep, but even if you haven't, at least you don't feel stressed out about the stuff on the floor and on the tabletops.
Tell me if this is something that you do. It's certainly something that I do. When someone comes over, one of the first things that you do after you greet them is you apologize for the state of cleanliness or lack thereof in your home. Now, this isn't to say that I live in a pigsty, but of course I don't live in a magazine-ready home. And if you sometimes feel this pressure that your home needs to be perfectly clean when someone comes over, and if it's not, you're all stressed out, then when that person comes over, you immediately feel this need to apologize. And what does that do to the other person? It makes them feel awkward. They don't know how to respond to that. And it's uncomfortable. They came over for another purpose. So rather than apologizing, take a deep breath, own where you're at. And I'm like telling you this, but I'm also like putting it up here for my own news I can use, and just own it and say, fine, this is what my place looks like. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, and if I wanna change it, I know that I can.
Now, while I wouldn't recommend tattooing these cleaning rules on your left bicep, I would recommend following them if you wanna live in a cleaner space and spend less time cleaning. And if you are a cleaning rule follower, check out this video as well. And by the way, don't forget to visit makersclean.com where you can get your hands on the small space kits for one last time at a discounted price before they are gone forever.